Hello stock traders, I hope all of you are enjoying this short squeeze. You can really see the market squeezing upwards, but we are getting very close to critical resistance levels, and I think a psychological level that will just be hard to overcome in the short term as those Bollinger Bands are just too tight. Anyway, in today's video, I'm going to cover my PDUFA strategy and the different PDUFA stocks that are in August. And if you don't know what a PDUFA run-up stock is a PDUFA date is when the FDA, it's a date that they've designated for approval of a drug or a therapy. And I love to play these as investors get very excited for the upcoming approval. They will play the approval, they will buy into stock. You will see lots of volume come in to the stock as we go. I love to play these, and I'm not holding for approval. I'm just playing off of the excitement and playing on that market volatility. But before I get going in today's video, if you could do me a favor, please hit that most amazing and wonderful like button. Also, if you have not done so before, consider subscribing and turning those bell notifications so you get notified when a new video comes out. I do have a Patreon group. I have a link in the description down below if you are interested in my buy and sell alerts. I have so many of them that you could profit from. Then you will want to check it out. It's a great group to be a part of. I hope to see you there. All right. Well, today was a day of selling. Massive selling. But I said we were going to start off with PDUFAs, and that's what we're going to start talking about. This is the PDUFA calendar from biopharmcatalyst.com. Now, I love this because I feel like this is some of the best research on the web for these PDUFA run-ups. And so I have a subscription here. I like it very much. I enjoy all of the insights that it gives me. And let's extend this out. Sorry about that. But anyway, this is August's level, and you can see the number one pick was MESO that I just alerted today of selling for a really nice 28% gain. As investors got excited about this PDUFA date coming up, some of the other ones that I think are significant are GRTX, DCTH, and I'm going to talk a lot about DCTH today. I have not done well with that one yet. It has not been a positive move for us yet, but I'm expecting people to get excited about it. And you can't see it very well. Where is Outlook Therapeutics? Oh, here we go. On the 29th, you can't really see it here because my head's in the way. But Outlook Therapeutics right here, ticker symbol OTLK. I'm going to talk about that one too. And I think that's going to be a really nice run up. Now, I had TARS, I had LIAN, sold for small gains on both of those. And so that didn't quite work out. But one thing I really like to see is I like to see an analyst target price of at least double on these before I play them. Those are the ones that investors tend to get the most serious about. Okay, so I'm going to talk more about those. We're going to take a look at the individual chart on these and take a look at how they're shaping up now that we're getting towards the middle part of July, how they're shaping up for August, and to see where the momentum is going on that. So we're going to cover that here in just a little bit. But first of all, we got to talk about this crazy market. You can see that we are hitting against that resistance level that I called out yesterday on SPY of 450. We got right up to it and got denied there at the end of the day. And I just think that that's a psychological level that's going to be hard for people to kind of grasp, is SPY getting over 450. It doesn't feel like we should be doing this well. Definitely the shorts are being squeezed. We did have some buy signals here. I have been on the right side of the trade on this, even though I have some hedges out there and some hedges in the group that I've talked about. Even though I've had losers on those, I've had some huge winners. And we're going to talk about a lot of those different winners and some of the different ones that we had. We also need to talk about the VIX as it continues to get crushed and be way down here at 13.59, 1850 is the average. So it is a very bullish market when you see it down here. This is bearish and bullish. So this is kind of opposite world here on the VIX, but that's typically how it works. And so as the VIX continues to get crushed and stays down here and cannot stay elevated, can't hold its elevated status, then you know, it's easy to see why the market is moving up so much. All right, so let's talk about a couple of these PDUFA run-up plays. I'm going to talk about Outlook Therapeutics there at the end. We have more buy signals on this. Okay, so I've been in this. I am way down in this stock. Not doing well in this, but hey, I'm in it. I'm waiting for a pop to the upside here. It got all the way up to $8. My average in it, I think, is right at about 680 on this. So not doing so hot that we're at 518. And so this has not been a winner. But MESO was a huge winner, but this one has not been yet. And I do think we're going to see more excitement, especially as we get going here. But so far, not so good on this one. GRTX, you can't see it here, but it had a sell signal right here. And I sold out of it on this. I called this out in our private Discord and in our Patreon group and sold out up here on these levels. And so, you know, this was one that small gain, but, you know, I'll take it. And then MESO was the big winner. This one I alerted to selling today. This was the #1 pick on yesterday's video. And it has been the #1 pick over the last week. And you can see it just really shot up. It was really awesome to get a 26.83% gain is what I personally got on this one. And this is the first one of my sales that I'm going to cover. Now, today I sold 40% of my portfolio. Really, really crazy. So this is going to take some time. I'm just going to quickly cover this, and all of these will be in the description down below, but we're just going to rapid fire these. The next is SHOP. Sold SHOP as part of my active ETF strategy for an 11.95% gain. That's ticker symbol SHOP. The next is GIM. Sold for a 3.12% gain. This was part of my long-term dividend strategy. Sold BEAM, BEAM. Sold BEAM Therapeutics for a 0.81% gain today. That was part of my active ETF strategy. Sold NTLA for an 11.60% gain. This was part of the active ETF strategy. Sold MU for a 2.51% loss as we had sell signals here. I bought on these buy signals, so we had a small loss on this one. That was part of the active ETF strategy. Sold GHY, part of the long-term dividend strategy for a 2.46% gain. Sold C for a 0.89% gain. This was part of my active ETF strategy. The next is ROKU, part of the active ETF strategy. Sold for a 19.64% gain. Sold PATH, PATH, for a 17.65% gain. This was part of the active ETF strategy again. The next was TWOU, part of the active ETF strategy. Sold for a 14.20% gain. All right, more. We got even more here, believe it or not. AIQ, which is part of my DeMark ETF strategy, sold for a 6.14% gain. The next is TTD, sold for an 18.59% gain today. That's part of the active ETF strategy. RBLX sold for a 13.14% gain, part of the active ETF strategy. Sold PACB, PACB for a 9.68% gain. And sold DOMO Insider, sold for a 16.69% gain. That was a very good trade. AVAV, part of the active ETF strategy, sold for a 3.76% gain. DNA sold for a 28% gain, part of the active ETF strategy. Sold ASAN, part of my insider swing play, sold for a 7.95% gain. RILY, ticker symbol RILY. This is B. RILY. Sold for a 7.07% gain. This is part of my long-term dividend strategy. ALVR, an insider. This is part of the insider swing play. Sold for a 4.48% gain. And finally, VERV, sold for a 10.82% gain, part of the active ETF strategy. So very, very good. Overall, 21 out of 22 stocks today sold for a profit. Only had one loser. Well, let's get into this top 7 and finish out this video. Let's talk about some different stocks, and also going to cover Outlook Therapeutics, which you will see in this list. So that is a PDUFA run-up that's going to replace MESO. So we had our number 2 stock and our number 1 stock from yesterday's video sell today for a hefty profit. So it's time to replace them. We got some replacements here. I'm excited to show you what I have for you. So we still have CRSP, since calling us out, is down 4.07%. This is number 7 on my list. This is part of my active ETF strategy. And this one has just not popped quite yet, but it's starting to do better and better. And so we're seeing some momentum building here. Another one, part of the active ETF strategy, is Tesla, ticker symbol TSLA. This is number 6 on my list. So far since calling us out, it's only up 2.19%, but it's only been 1 or 2 days. And so it's just been a couple days, so we got a lot more time on this one. This next one, not doing so hot. This is TZA. This is part of my bearish DeMark ETF strategy. Now, I do think that we hit resistance, and I think we're going to get out of this one for a small gain. So hang in there. We got another buy signal here, and so that's one thing to kind of watch and pay attention to. I like this one to pop up to right around this area and get another sell signal. I do expect at some point we will see the short squeezing stop, and that we will see the market move downwards. We may have to get out of this one at a loss. Not every single stock in your strategy is going to be a winner. You have to learn to take losses too. Otherwise, you just make it worse. We have SDOW, which is number 4 on this list. We have another buy signal here. So far, pretty much break even, up 0.04% since calling this out. This one's been on the list for quite a while. Another one that's been on here quite a while is ticker symbol RPRX. This is part of the insider swing play. Since calling us out, it is up 2.57%. All right, now we finally got something new. We got number 2 and number 1. Number 2 is BOF, and this is Branch Out Food Incorporated. This is a brand new stock. And so a lot of the officers paid $6 a share when this first came out. That's where the IPO started at. Well, now we're starting to see some buy signals, and an insider after hours today purchased shares. A director bought shares at $6 a share at the original share price at $6 per share, and then also bought shares again at $4.88. So that is way up here. And so that's kind of interesting to see that type of buying happen. Now we have another buy signal. We're all the way down to 310. I like this one a lot. I'm going to find an entry on this. I think we may have finally saw the bottom, and we could see a massive move upwards as the selling pressure ends on this one. So I think this one could be good. Obviously, these brand new stocks are very risky because they're trying to figure out, they're kind of going through price discovery because they're just hitting the market. And so they can really swing. But I like this one based on insider activity. I think this one's going to be good. All right, and number 1 is Outlook Therapeutics. They have a PDUFA date of August 29th, as I spoke about before. You can see buy signals here. Looking good. Since I called this out in my group, everyone who's purchased this one, at least on what I bought it at, my personal result on this is up 4.31%. It has a lot further to go. I think this one could be a big runner. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Looking for a really nice move. I so appreciate all of your support. Thank you so much for watching these videos. Anyway, please reach out to me with any stocks you'd like me to cover. I think there was another one that I didn't cover. I'll get it in the next video. Anyway, I wish you all the best, and Raytoven out.